Hello and welcome to Top10List.org, where you get a world of knowledge in 10 simple points. On this edition, we're going to talk about the times the world almost ended. And we're going to begin at number 10 with the years of 1945 to 47 during World War II. In 1945, a bomb so powerful was used as to destroy the whole world, and it was designed by the United States. This bomb was also named the atom bomb. The bomb was so destructive that it claimed the life of hundreds and thousands of people and vanished the cities of Nagasaki and Hiroshima from the map of Japan. At number 9 is the year 1953. In 1953, 6 years after the doomsday clock, the Soviet Union ignited its first nuclear bomb and then started a terrible arms race. The US and Soviet Union were both exploding bombs as a show of power. They were fighting like teenage kids about who was the baddest boy on the block. Number 8 is the year 1960 to 63. As happens with every fight arising due to ego, this fight also ended with a realization that this fight was not doing good on both sides. They soon realized that they were not fighting against each other, but against Mother Nature. So both sides decided to end the war and sign the Limited Test Ban Treaty. It was decided that they were not going to detonate nuclear missiles unless it was most necessary to prevent the world from harmful radiation. Number 7 is the year 1968. Things again started to worsen, this time not because of the US and Soviets, but because of the strained relations between other countries like India, Pakistan, Israel, Egypt, America, and Vietnam. If this was not all, China and France were also engaged in a war. This time there was no Limited Test Ban Treaty to stop any kind of testing. This further increased tensions between the United States and Soviets as they were not able to put a rest to these fights. Number 6 is the years of 1969 and 72. The war between China and France proved that they were capable of destruction, as were the US and the Soviets. The US and Soviets were done messing around with the treaties. At this point of time, people realized that the importance of a world peace organization was the only way in which the world could be saved. So, under that context, the United Nations was formed and every country joined, except India, Pakistan, and Israel. However, the Americans and Soviets agreed to the SALT agreement, which saw both sides freezing nuclear arms production, with an option for missiles being made for submarines as long as they destroyed one missile for each new one that they made. Number 5 is 1974. As India had not signed the Limited Test Ban Treaty, therefore it was free from any restrictions. So India detonated a smiling Buddha nuclear device which caused heavy destruction and also proved that it was equally capable of destructing the world as it was of destructing Pakistan. Number 4 was the year of 1981. The election of Ronald Reagan as the new president of America worsened the situation after they purposely missed the Olympics in 1980. President Reagan can only muster one way to end the Cold War, prevailing between the United States and Soviets, that is to produce and explode even stronger bombs. The idea was absurd, but President Reagan actually convinced the Soviets in its favor. Number 3 is the years of 1989 to 91. Though it was a hard time for the Soviet Union because of fights caused amongst themselves, it was also a time the Union would not be able to survive and would break into a lot of fragments. Foreseeing the situation, the president of the Soviet Union, Gorbachev, signed a treaty to dismantle all nuclear and conventional ground and cruise missiles with a firing range between 500 to 5,000 kilometers. As expected, the Soviet Union completely imploded and a large amount of nuclear weapons and schematics went missing. Number 2 is the Cuban Missile Crisis. The United States attempted to overthrow Cuba's communist leader Fidel Castro. Nikita Khrushchev began talks with Fidel Castro shortly afterwards in an attempt to get him to allow Soviet ICBMs to be placed in Cuba as a deterrent towards the United States. Castro agreed to the plan and the missiles started getting shipped to Cuba in secret. Number 1 is the year of 2012, and this was the year which was believed to be the end of many. A very renowned astrologer predicted the end of life would happen precisely on December 21st of 2012. The intensity of the fear of this can be estimated from the movie 2012, but Earth survived this time also, so the quest as to when life is going to end still continues. Thank you for joining us in this edition of Top 10. If you enjoyed it, click subscribe and stay tuned and join us again for future episodes.